Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. We are back with a new Mythic rank deck, going from like 98, 99% with this build all the way into the top 1200, which is absolutely fantastic. It's green and black aggro. We're using all of the Phyrexians we can find, ramping into them, and just attack, 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 win, 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 right? That's the name of the game. Beating some of the top meta decks within today's video as well. Very, very rewarding experience here with the build. But before that, we're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies held within, and then we'll demonstrate it against the best decks and players in the world right now, wrapping up with our final thoughts and deck review. Thank you all so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, and let's take a look at the build. Well, here we are. The Phyrexian aggro deck is basically a new version of mono black, right? It's Black Friday today, the day of filming, so you know what we're playing with. It's Shelly. You are here, girl. 4/5 with Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you're going to gain 2 life. Whenever your opponent draws a card, they're going to lose 2 life. This is fantastic. We have Yawgmoth Praetor here as well, a 3/3, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to one of your opponents, we get to pay 1 life, that is, and draw a card. So this will trigger for each of our creatures that deals combat damage. Absolutely fantastic. But wait, there's more. For 7 mana, we can discard X cards from our hand, exiling the top X cards of our opponent's library, and we can cast spells and play lands from among them without paying their mana cost, which is fantastic if you've got a nice thick hand. Luckily for us, we have a ton of draw in the build, which is really quite nice, right? So coming over now to the Gixian Puppeteer for 4. This is a 4/3, and whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent's going to lose 2 life, and you gain 2 life. When the Puppeteer dies, return another creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Looking at you, Gix. So we really like the draw within the deck, right? We're attacking, we're getting the draws. Those draws, are now transferred into life gain through both of these and damage through the Puppeteer. We love it. A little bit of more draw through the Shakedown Heavy for 3. It's a 6/4 with Menace. When it attacks, the defending player can choose to have you draw a card, untap the Heavy, and remove it from combat. This is fantastic, right? So they're either taking 6 damage, losing some defenders, or they're having us draw a card, which is going to be, 2 damage to them anyways. We're going to gain life, so it's not really a great situation for them, whichever they decide on, which is really quite nice, right? So that's kind of what we have going on with the Phyrexians top end. Keep in mind that the Puppeteer can bring back Shakedown Heavy as a draw engine. It can bring back Gix as a draw engine. Now this is incredibly powerful. We can also bring back some other goodies like the Beastcaller to distribute more counters, the Shadow to have our opponent's creatures go into exile, right? So there's some other options, but we really want to focus on that Shakedown Heavy and Gix Praetor with the Gixian Puppeteer's bring back from the graveyard to the battlefield ability. All right, so how are we getting there? Well, it's my favorite card of the set. I'll admit it. Anyone who disagrees with me, I'll have an argument with as well. One of the best cards in Brothers War. Changed my mind. Hit me up in the comments. Let's talk about it, dude. The Citanul Stalwart for 1, a 1/1. Tap it. Tap an untapped artifact or creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. Ramp, Adelphia. You know what it is, right? So, turn 1, we're going to play the Citanul Stalwart. Turn 2, we're going to play, the Beastcaller, hopefully. And then we're immediately going to tap the Beastcaller with the Stalwart, play the Sleeper on top, remove our opponent's creature with a cut down if we didn't happen to go first, right? Just fantastic. And then this compounds every turn because we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. And it is a non-legendary which stacks. So, we're turning our creatures into mana. That also helps with Gix, that 7 mana ability, obtaining that a lot earlier, which is really cool. And then, at the end of the day, we're just playing Sheoldred on turn 3, or whatever it happens to be, the Puppeteer early, getting into playing multiple spells per turn as well through this ramp, really helps push the deck ahead of the other builds that you're going to run into, right, within that queue. So, 3 creatures in play, on turn 2 is fantastic. And, you know, the Beastcaller and the Sleeper are really high-value creatures to have out in play. And again, that Stalwart will continue to add value through the rest of the game as well. So just a fantastic opening to the deck, which I really like. And, you know, then there's the Underdog here as well. If you didn't happen to get the Collar or the Shadow, you know, lots of different 2-drops to sub in, which is quite nice. It's not just cut down for removal, though. You know, 5 power and toughness total or less, destroying here at instant speed. But we have Infernal Grasp for anything that cut down doesn't get. We're going to lose 2 life in that interaction to destroy target creature. And then Tear Asunder, you know, this is for the artifacts and the enchantments. But, you know, if they don't have it, it just happens to kick to deal with any non-land permanent instead, which is going to be creatures. It's going to be planeswalkers. The other things that we can't deal with, right? So this is fantastic. You know, just kind of fill the gap within our removal through the build. The Underdog can be blitzed from the grave, which is quite nice. Quite nice. You know, drawing a card through that blitz too when it dies, which is sick because we love to draw, right? The Puppeteer is going to deal damage when that Underdog blitz happens. And, of course, you're going to gain life, which would mitigate the paying of life, which is quite nice here as well. So we've got the Mire to kind of grab Puppeteer back from the grave, and then the Puppeteer can grab something else, of course, or Sheoldred. That happens to be a decent play as well. And then the Argoth can make bears, which we like. It can mill the Underdogs, whatever. The Who Endures, you know, just as more artifact and enchantment removal. Easy peasy, a lemon squeezy. That's the deck. We are having just a fantastic time with it. The Sleeper we didn't really mention too much of. It can pump itself up to a 2/2, then a 3/3 with Death Touch, and then finally adding a +1/+1 counter and drawing a card while we lose 1 life. Again, drawing cards. That's the name of the game with the build, with the Puppeteer, with the Apocalypse. You know, are going to convert those draws into now damage, and while mitigating the life loss here, which is fantastic through the Sleeper, through the Underdog, via the Puppeteer. So I love the Puppeteer. It's probably my 2nd or 3rd favorite card of the set. You might know my other. It's the new command, Kyla's Command. Ah, wow. So really just enjoying Brothers War as a whole. So many cool cards to play with. I hope you enjoy the deck. We are going to showcase it now within our Mythic Rank gameplay footage. Again, going from like 99 or 98% all the way to the top 1200. So, you know, a tested deck that you're going to have a lot of success with. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video to help support. Maybe become a YouTube member for access to real-time deck lists and stats for all of my builds, as well as that exclusive YouTube members-only stream, which is a lot of fun every single Sunday. Let's play some Magic. All right, we're going to mulligan this. I need a 1-drop. I need 3 lands. It's not the right 1-drop, but we're going to keep it. And the Puppeteer can go. Looking for our 2nd swamp. But at the end of the day, curving to Sheoldred is our main goal. Not in hand, but the Shakedown Heavies they're pretty thick. Not thick enough, but they're alright. Wow. Wow, bro. You're a legend. Okay. No block, but we're alright. Why don't you play the land? Oh, they only get 1 of them? You may play those cards. Why didn't you play the land? Interesting. Down to 10, which is, like, pretty terrible. Here's some blockers assembling, finally. Alright, hopefully no creature. Ooh. Oh. Oh, they played a land this turn? No, so they get the land and either the Lightning Bolt, which is pretty good on the Caller, or the other attacker, which is good for later. Maybe they've got another spell in hand I don't know about, right? Like play with fire. That would be pretty good. Not playing either of them. Interesting. Just getting that 2/4 out, and definitely no attack here. Here's a land. Here's a heavy. And I cut down whatever I feel like at instant speed. Alright. Sheoldred and we win. You know, the walls are up. A little bit of removal. That's our target. Right, it still is below 5, right? If they cast. Pretty risky attacks if they do go for it. Doesn't look like it. And then, you know, here's a Puppeteer. We love it. The walls are up. They just need spells. Let's just send one through. It's either give us the draw or take the damage. I don't think it's a block. Well, you could double block it. Just get it out of the way right away. Yeah, cool. I will 100% take 2 of your creatures. Thank you. Sign me up. Is there like a subscription program I can get in on here? Like a monthly thing? Alright, I mean the walls are still up. That's pretty tasty as well. Push up the beast. The ultimate defender. Shakedown in for the draw. At a certain point I would imagine that they just take the damage. Killing our shadow. They should have double blocked here. Oh, they are still. Okay, perfect. Again, a nice 2-for-1. And the Puppeteer can bring those creatures back, right? Very cool. I think we're looking at a good game here. Shadow out. Push up the collar. Swing in for 8. This is kind of funny for us. Let's grab our heavy. I'm back, bro. Good game. Very nice. This is a little slow. 3 lands is cool, but, you know, I'm not... I want to do things at the start of the game. Like, turn 3 is, like, mid-game, almost late game for some decks, so, you know, don't go that slow all the time. Toss our Doogie. Keep the shadow. And we're off to the races. Can we find a turn 3 and a 4th land? Color does not matter. So just a 3-drop's really cool. 4th land's really cool. Not playing against soldiers is really cool too for us. But, hey, you know. Let's attack. See what they do. Do it. Nothing. And here comes the shadow. Next turn, we can pump into the sleeper. Play the other sleeper. Also pump into the shadow. Valley. Here's the land. Let's go gadget. It's a pretty cool hit, right? Like, they are basically forced to take 3. Let's push this up. Let's push this up. Hit for 5, in fact. And now play the other sleeper. It's just a nice way to really effectively use all your mana pool. Sky Knight Officer, let's go, dude. Brutal Cathar. What's the other one called that's really good? The 3-drop? The new... the Siege Veteran, that's it. The new Luminarch, I wanted to call it. Numenarch. Numenarch Veteran. And, you know, maybe, just maybe, we get lucky enough here. So this can go to 2 to 3, can't go to 4. This can go to 3. That doesn't do it. This can go up quite a bit, right? This can go up by 4 to 6. Let's shadow it. There's nothing. Which is cool that you can bluff, right? Like, oh, you know, block and I'll get favorable trades. Or do nothing and here's another creature. It's, you know, that's pretty good for us. As long as there's never, ever a Brutal Cathar. Yeah, yeah. And they take our shadow instead of Sheoldred? What is happening? I've lost my mind. We have to play to keep it day. Right? Do you think they block this? Thalia and the Yotan we'd get. And they'd make 2 soldiers. No, not into it. Not into it, dude. Your go. Just leave me alone. Just pass your turn. Ooh. I like it. That exiles Sheoldred. We do have a Tear Asunder to answer it. Definitely on Thalia more, dude. First strike OP. I mean, we have Death Touch. Go for it. Could go for that, too. They're pretty low on life. What if we go all in? And then they're going to try to block with Thalia. This is so fucking greedy.ca. Let's do it. It's so crazy. It just might work. Probably not. I don't want to do the math is the thing. Just click that spacebar, dude. Let's go. Yes. That's a smart block, right? Makes sense to me, they say. This is another smart block. And I'll get the trade here, too. You're good at this game, dude. Can I get a what? What? Patty's shotgun. It is a good game, isn't it? So much value. Woo! That was fantastic. And that we were kind of struggling in this matchup here, but those blocks were very unfavorable. Going first, 4 land, no 1-drop though, but it is what it is, you know? Probably just playing this, you know, in case we do draw a 1-drop, which we still probably wouldn't play that was green. It would be nice to do that. Underdog, you know, I like to play that a little bit before the shadow. Just because if it does get removed, you know, just a little bit easier to replay it from the grave. Let's get in there. and just try to overpower them. I'd like to play the Shadow, because Dennick, right? Just deal with that. This is going to be a Joda deck, and I am, not looking forward to it, I'll tell you what. It's important for us to get this in play. Alright. Let's smash them, bro. Down to 11. Okay, they're just going to let us draw. Stalwart. Now's your time to shine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 land next turn. We could pump to 6. Not quite 7, though. But we do have that Shadow, which is pretty nice to apply pressure. Yikes. So, how do we deal with Joda? How do we deal with Joda? We also have to avoid Aliza. We have to avoid the Urborg. The Dig Site Mentor. Okay, this is a strange bank. Someone actually caught that reference the other day, and I was so proud. I was like, I could be friends with this person. Let's take our turn. Ooh, big money. No whammies. I think so, yeah. I'm pretty proud of this. It's a big hit. We immediately get to draw, which is fantastic. Are you brave enough to block? Yeah. By taking the king, we get Dennick. Taking the Surveil while they can. They may as well Surveil with Dennick also. Oh! Okay. Oh, hello. Puppeteers or another heavy? I like the Puppeteers in case they wipe it. Then the heavy's back into play immediately to attack again. Don't you? What do they take though? They might take the heavy itself. Probably not a bad choice. No attacks though. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Land out. Let's Blitzkrieg. Oh yeah. YES. How are you intending to count a liquid? I know how to count, dude. 1, 2 to 4. I don't know. I think that's still probably worth it. I don't want to pump it though. I want to play the heavy. I want to play the Shakedown Heavy. Really? Big damage. I'll just apply a little bit more pressure. I'm sure you don't mind. Yes, 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 yes. Grabbing them there with the draw from the blitz, right? with the Puppeteer's damage and life gain. Ooh, there he is. Hey, Daddy. What you doing? You can't attack? Oh, you have Vigilance, so you can do whatever you want. Why didn't you attack? You have Vigilance. I think we're very close to lethal. Not really. Gix is gonna deal 2 damage, remember? So let's keep it alive. What? They're not removing it, they're double blocking it. We just get it back? They surveil, that's fine. Graveyard's empty still. Joda's such a fantastic card. Like, when they get to go again, they pop, and that's why they're okay with this, I think, right? And they probably just have a second Magpie in hand. We get the draw. There's the damage. We gain some life. And then it's like chump blocks. And turn. Big money, big money, big money. Three cards in their hand. Oh, and Adeline is really good. Watch this whole match fall apart here. The Loyal Bodyguard's very good. That frickin' Vigilance, dude, is gonna get us. Oh, here's a Thalia too. Do they have a 1-drop legendary? No. Okay. Whew. Whew. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. That's only hitting for a 1/1. Oh, but we get this. So we get 2 damage through. Plus another for 3. Oh, it's close. It's real close. And we have the Puppeteers. So what if we play the second Puppeteers and force a draw? 1, 2, 3 for the Puppeteer. No, it's 4 for the Puppeteers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. How do we force a draw? Shit. How do we draw our second card? It's 4. We need 8 through the Underdog. 7. We have it. We absolutely have it. Take 9. I'm pretty sure. Wow. Incredible. Here's the Puppeteer. which is beautiful. And here's the Blitz Doogie Doos. Tapping our Puppeteer that we just played. And the other, because we're not attacking because they need to survive. So if they let the damage through or not, that's good game. Legendary! You're a legendary. That was a really good match. That was close. These Puppeteers literally saving the day. So that's fantastic, right? Beautiful. BEA beautiful. That's top 1200. Going first. A slow start. You know, I know what you're saying. Well, it looks very fast. It's not. This is a slow start. For this deck, very slow. We like to go quick. Hopefully this doesn't get blasted. I have a feeling it will. Third Path Iconoclast coming down on 2. A Lizard Blade. Now this is a strange make. You know? Pretty cool though. I like it. I mean, let's just push up that Beastcaller. No attacks. We will defend. Send it to the grave and then bring it back with the Puppeteer. Pushing up the other. Oh! Kumano flips though. And this has Summoning Sickness, so that's fine. Oh, no, now it gets haste. Because it's Kumano. This is Double Strike, which will kill us in exile. But we could get it as well. We should take it as well. Right? Or else it's going to be a, you know, a 4-3 in the air. Which I do not appreciate. We can 5-drop next turn. I guess we're in a race, so let's get after it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What's the crew on this? It's a crew 1. Oh my gosh. We are gonna get pummeled here. I'm here for 8 anyways. That would have been 12 damage if we left the Lizard Blades. Yikes. 1,000 times over, yikes. This is a close one. Hopefully there's no counter magic. We take it before it's a creature. The last things can target it, they've already tapped for it. We're done though, they know what they're doing. We're gonna hit for 5. Do they have a burn spell in hand to finish it? Legendary, I think they do. You're a legend, Harry! Legendary Legend Harry. The Legendary Harry. That's what I call mine anyways. Alright, we're gonna go first here. I mean, to say this, this is a slow hand for the deck. You know, we're not ramping into anything. The turn 1 is better. If we could top deck a turn 2, you know, I'll let it slide. Thank you. Ask and ye shall receive. They're tapped out. Let's just play first main phase smash. And then 3-4. At least there's that, right? Okay. Let's go in. There's no block because we can push up the sleeper. We don't do it. It's a bluff. I mean, we could if we needed to. And then the heavy's in play, right? So, very cool. Evil Gaz with an Intrepid. Not enough to kick it. But the Yotian frontliner makes an appearance. Let's get down and dirty. The same thing, bluff. We're probably going to miss out on some stuff. Oh, they're going to take it. Interesting. Double block on it? Very cool. And, yeah, I'm going to allow that through. Just a smooth 2-for-1. Sheoldred's in play. We're going to have to pay 1 life for this, but I'm sure it'll gain it back. And boom, 2 damage. Best card in the game right now. With little exception. This is really good. They can gain some serious life here. But they're attacking into a 4-5, so right now it just needs to be flying, I think. Just get your damage through instead. But eventually, there's going to be a form of life gain unless we can deal with the Steel Seraph. I like it. I think it's a good card. All in. Bingo, bango, bongo. I guess missing 1 damage there through the Slooper or the Shadow. 2 more damage. It's to the point where they're like, okay, well, maybe I do need to start gaining some of this life back. They could even have a Wandering Emperor in hand. Another frontliner. It's decent. I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty good. Oh, nice. Damn, dude, what's mine say? This is a lot of life gain. Oh, no. Do they go flying or life gain? They need to go life gain. That is a hot Toledo. Damn, dude. Yikes. We're going to bring back our Shakedown Heavy. Push onto our Sleeper. Start our turn. Gain 2 life. Play the land. And smash as hard as we can.com. I think they have to block and give us the draw. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can push up by 2. Bingo, bango, bongo. Is it going to be enough? I'm not entirely sure. It should be. Like, this is a serious field state, dude. They're down to 6. I believe we survived this. You know, hopefully they don't drop 2 more of them. Could you imagine? Well, we are playing Magic Arena, so yes, I could imagine. Okay. Why not put it on the patchwork? They just want it cleared to 12. Keeping it as a defender. Go gadget, smash with everything. Oh my lord, have mercy. This is a big hit. They're not into it. That's like overwhelming. Nice. Alright, opponent's gonna go first. We're playing a little slow. Mulligan for 3 land. Or just try to curve into our Sheoldred. Risk it for the brisket. Oh, what I would do for just like a slow roasted brisket right now. You know, like a 12-hour, 14-hour cook. Like some nice dipping sauce, some fresh bread, buns, you know, some garlic buns. Sign me up. I'm getting myself excited. What got me, Oh, brisket for the brisket. I get my... Yeah. That's how those things go, right? All of a sudden, I gotta take off stream early. It's like, I gotta go downtown for lunch. 669. That's a pretty cool rank, Kalfa. Try to take it from you. Counterspell sucks, so let's offer them up the Doogie Doos. Like, it's all yours, bro. Nice play. No counter, though. I'll attack. Trade with the Harvester? Absolutely. We'll just take that extra point of damage. I love Sheoldred. You love Sheoldred. We all love Sheoldred. Right? That's what this game has become. And then who can have their Sheoldred survive? That's a big part of it as well. You leave mine alone, I'll leave yours alone. Deal? Let's have a gentleman's game of Sheoldred. Who can draw more? Slap the death touch on this, right? Yeah, who can remove the Sheoldred first? Do it. Do it. Okay, I like that trade, honestly. Because that Harvester can remove my Sheoldred. Gixian Puppeteer! I believe in you. Counterspell? Probably. No! Evelyn, you are a good card.com. Okay. And they top deck a Sheoldred. Brutal and a Shakedown Heavy. We are in trouble. .ca. Gulp. Okay. They have our draw engine. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. 1,000 times over, yikes. One, two, three, four, five, six. We get that 7th land. We have Gix's ability, but we have an empty hand, which is going to be hard to utilize. Damn, dude. Hey, thanks for the follow. Lost the duck. Alright, milling some removal. They do grab a Harvester, though, which draws off Evelyn. Not draw, but exile and play. Does not, you know, because Sheoldred's in play. That is a important distinction. Yep. Removal. Instant speed. And then the block is you know, not really effective for us. It would survive? No? Okay. Coolio. Beastcaller? Or Draw Engine? Beastcaller, Draw Engine, Beastcaller. Draw Engine, Beastcaller, Draw Engine, Beastcaller. Draw Engine. I think more long-term value? That's hard to say. Oh! Okay. It's about to get a little saucy. Yikes, bro. So 3 damage to our Gix. Oh, interesting. Taking the draw first. Losing 2 life and then gaining it right back. That's cool, yeah. A similar experience for ourselves. Go Gadget Sleeper, right? It's a draw through Gix if they let it through. They're just like, oh, I'm going to play my second Sheoldred. Which I'm fine with. Gotta work through it, right? Gotta work through it. It's gonna go to exile. I guess that's an important distinction as well. Ours does not. And here's another fatty. Do they have an Urtai to counter that ability, or how are they going to deal with their tainted? Ooh, we can't protect it. Ouch. That physically hurt me. That was a good card for us right now. Especially this late in game. Here they kill Gix as well. Ouch, ouch, ouch.com. They're gaining a lot of advantage. They're grinding it. Oh, that's going to be a little easier. Alright, well, we attack. We try to draw a card. If not, it's good removal. Throw a Kanar in front. Give me Evelyn. Give me Evelyn or Sheoldred, dude. They just take it. Wow. Wowzers. Make a bear. You're a bear, Harry. Milling some land off the top's not ever that bad. We got ourselves a good match here as well, at the very least. You know, just having some fun playing Magic. It's incredible. Imagine doing that. I haven't seen a Kiki Jiki is why I mention it. It's like this has been a lot more enjoyable. Oh, there's Corpse Praiser though, and they take our Doogie. And that's a bit of a problem. Evelyn providing just a ton of value to our opponent. Oh, they get a Kiki there. Yikes. At this point, we're just kind of playing blockers, I guess, which is not a winning strategy. But we do our best. LOL. It's a pretty easy block for them, right? Let's just try to get away with one more draw, maybe. This doesn't look promising. This is a little bit out of range at this point, and that's exactly what Grixis is meant to do. It's a super duper aggressive mid-range deck that just can grind out value. And we're more of an aggro deck that just, you know, gets lucky on its way to turn 4. So if they can stabilize, which, you know, they obviously did, you know, they had some really nice removal early on, and some good stabilization through their own Sheoldred to kind of, you know, mitigate our own game plan. And that gave them an opportunity to facilitate their own. So they need an Urtai here. Interesting. Oh my god. Damn, dude. Not that interesting. Let's take their Sheoldred. Maybe. We'll see. Getting hit for 7 confirmed. Cool, bro. Cool, 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 cool. So we do get their Solkanar, but, you know, I just don't think it's going to be enough. Another land. And they maintain Sheoldred. Good game. Holy Toledo's. Phyrexian Drago. That's a pretty good name for this build as well. Shout out to Twitch chat for coming up with this. Because we have so much draw in the build, it's an aggro deck, and focus it on Phyrexians. So, throughout today's gameplay, you know, you're watching the matches. What did you notice, right? Like, what came to mind? Share those thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Don't hold back. You know, hit me with both barrels, baby. Petties, shotgun. Were there any cards that you thought would have went well in the deck? Were there some cards here that you didn't think were very good? You know, was the ratio of removal and protection off from our creature base, you know, for the specific build? Of course, you know, as an aggro deck, you don't like to have too much of that, but a little bit sprinkled in is nice. It's all right. Everybody's entitled to your opinion, and I'd love for you to share it, right? Even though I'm immediately just going to tell you you're wrong. Hey, River! Thank you so much for watching. have an absolute magical day. Don't forget to like on your way out. Become a YouTube member for that exclusive stream on Sundays. And we'll see you soon in the next, yeah?